I mean, I want to see Dignitas, I think, step up on this one. They're holding second place, but by the skin of their teeth right now. They went out in 9th. When you talk to them, Uncivil told me that we're strong and we know how to close. That's where we sort of specialize, is that end game. And that's what happened last time. That mid game didn't work in their favor. We saw yesterday they got caught out in transition because they fought with SCD early and then got sort of killed mid game in Erangel again. So I need them to buckle down, make smart rotations, get through the mid game, and then they excel when they get to that sort of top 5 situation.
Sure, I mean, getting that top spot taken away from them can't feel good, and they're going to want to fight tooth and nail to get back up there. But I do want to talk about Moonwolf for a second because, well, we should just maybe take a look at them as well. Just hanging out. There's Andy Pyro. Yeah, just that they're 27. He's obviously the most notable face on the team. He's playing with a lovely group of Italian men.
I think he's a great sub to have because he has the aim and also he has the tactical knowledge. I think they have found a good balance on how to use them. I think they are putting him in positions where he can shoot a lot more than make decisions. And also when they do make the decisions, they know that he's tactical knowledge will help him follow the team and do the best decision for the team.
I mean, we saw it in the last game. We saw that push. He jumped out of the window when Lions came in, got the kill, getting him out of the car, and instead of over pushing and committing, he trusted the rest of Moonwolf to take care of the knock, went back around the house, inside, tried to use the grenade for the finish, and I thought it was a really good use of them working together as a team.
I'm pretty sure no one told him to jump up the window, so that player decision helped a lot in that specific firefight.
That was just coming on their own. But do you think, obviously, their comms must be a little bit better today? There is obviously the language barrier as well, but their English seems to be pretty good and they're able to communicate. Like, what does a team member like that really bring to you? Like, what does Andy Pyro really bring to that team now? Do you think maybe he can stay for a little bit longer?
I mean, I doubt Method's going to be like, yeah, go ahead and join Moonwolf anytime soon.
I mean,
but he's a strong, independent player, and that's what he really brings here. We saw the jump out the window was the kind of play that, you know, Andy would do on a stream if somebody crashed his compound, but he also has restraint. If it was a stream, Andy would have got that knock and then hard pushed the 4. Instead, he got the knock, he communicated that to the rest of Moonwolf, went back to cover, and then you immediately saw the Moonwolf players readjust in the house they were in, hold the kitchen, so when the knocked players tried to come to safety, they were there to watch that back entrance. So it was a good combination of communication and individual play, and I think that that's going to be the secret to them continuing to succeed.
We got top killers ready to be shown as well. Again, just for a little refresher, let's take a look. Of course, Bookie, I mean, this guy's quiet confidence is just so intriguing to me. And of course, Fuzzface, I feel like that's no surprise. James is third there with 12 kills. Again, all of these kills, I mean, all of those points, big deal, matters so much to a leaderboard that is so tight right now. And I guess the goal is for all these teams, shut down FaZe. Like, can we not all, just like in Hunger Games, maybe work together a little bit to take down the top dogs? Just so maybe they can get a chicken dinner too. Has that ever happened?
I mean, if you want to talk about qualifiers, I guess there's some allegations that maybe it's happened not, you know, in some events, people have worked together to stop top dogs. Here, that's not going to happen. Everyone wants to be the best, so they're not going to team up to take somebody out, but they will use information, right? We saw when FaZe saw Liquid in a fight, they pushed them. When you see someone else, Liquid saw Penta fighting Na'Vi in that last match, they immediately held down a section and said, now you've got to fight each other. We're not we're not letting you come this way. And so they work together in that context.
To be able to make that kind of a play, the terrain needs to help you a lot. So you can't really target a specific team, but you can target and punish a team if the terrain helps you, or if they make a mistake.
We saw yesterday with the unholy alliance between Wildcard and Lions in Game 1, where they both sort of had high ground by church, and they worked together without working together.
Gotcha.
So there's an understanding, but no one will ever say, let's all kill FaZe, because FaZe is just too good. I mean, expect to see, I would say by the end of today, possibly 2 FaZe players on that leaderboard.
Yeah, okay, it's fine. No, it's all good. All the love for FaZe. I'm just saying, as a casual, I would try to like find somebody to just work with to help me out, just for a second.
Well, as a casual, you need to, because even the pros can't figure out how to beat FaZe.
That's why you have your teammates for.
Yeah, I just have to find better teammates. That's all. Let's talk tips and tricks for just 1 second, Pierre, because you mentioned while we were sitting there how important it is for the team to split up to gather resources, of course, and then to, of course, regroup. Regrouping is so important to plan out when that exactly will happen. Like, why is this so important?
Most of the time is a regroup happens whenever there's a transition, whenever there's an update in the circle that needs the team to move to a new location. Teams do split, and they split only in specific situations when the terrain allows it. That's when they get greedy for information. Information is key in this game. Information tells you where you can move with the update. A fast reaction, teams, they have the timer. They know when the update happens, and that's the trigger for them to move back, get to their vehicles in case things go wrong, in case they need to travel a lot longer for the new update.
I love these tips and tricks. You know I need them. It's just very important for me. I do want to talk about Penta a little bit as well, because they came in 4th this last matchup. Obviously, coming into the second map, that's got to give them some confidence, of course, going into something like this, because they got to creep and crawl their way back up. They got to fight.
Yeah, for me, when I look at teams and I talk to them, I try to kind of suss out their weaknesses and their strengths going into the tournament. Penta is a team that has done well in the past. They are aggressive. They're good fighters, but they require confidence. And I think that they have been doubting themselves lately. It definitely has that feel. It's not the Penta I'm used to seeing, really aggressive pushes and things like that. This one, they played well, they controlled, they fought Na'Vi effectively, and I'm hoping this 4th place finish gives them the confidence boost they need going into the next match to sort of come out of the gate as the Penta we saw during the European qualifiers. This Penta that was an unstoppable juggernaut when they started to roll downhill. They just haven't really gotten that push yet.
It's a team that can, if they see the opportunity, can punish. We saw the bridge ambush in UK. I think Penta finished yesterday with 2 good placements, and with this one as well, it just carries over.
Keep pushing them up.
Yeah, I think they're in a good, they have a good feeling.
Good spot. We're just gonna wait a little bit longer before we get to the next matchup. I don't know who, but one of the players has a nosebleed.
That'll happen.
So we just need to, let him sort that out before we get back into the next one. So just bleed out a little bit.
I mean, while they figure that out, like we've got, to continue with Penta and sort of bring that to other styles. There's definitely different styles the teams have here. I think Penta strives in a 4v4 fight. They sort of like that head-on. Na'Vi's very good at that as well, having all 4 sort of calling and playing aggressively together, whereas Liquid seems to be comfortable with a 2-2 a lot of times and sort of covering different positions. When you put your team together and you're sort of playing, what determines your desire to be a 2-2 team or a 4-person team? Like, where do you pick those fights?
I think it depends a lot on the terrain and the amount of buildings. Sometimes teams decide to do a 2-2 hold whenever the compound is not too big. For instance, we saw the Moonwolf hold. It was a bigger compound, a lot more buildings, pretty difficult to hold with just 2 players. So they had to keep all the players to hold that specific compound. Whenever there are a lot less room, less teams, you can get greedy and hold 2 different compounds that are maybe near each other, or compounds that the teams consider as important to play from.
But you got to find the right time to come together.
Yes.
And I think that that's where the key is. And a lot of teams, that sort of happens between 3 and 4 in terms of circles. You want to hold the compound, get an idea of where the circle's going to shut down to, and then come together. Something that I've been seeing in this tournament is I feel like some teams are being a little too slow or lagged on bringing those groups together. And with teams like Penta or teams like Na'Vi, who have been sort of, M19's been doing actually a lot, bringing 4 into a compound all at once, if you are lagging, if you haven't brought your partners over in time, that can cost you. Like, we know Liquid likes to spread. In fact, yesterday in Miramar, we saw this really great hold where they sort of had 2 players on a hill. I think they had Samty inside of the warehouse by himself. And so everybody was like, they're spread too long.
Yeah.
But the reality was Samty held off a push by 3 because he's a great fragger, but also because on the hill, I think it was Skoom and Ebi, were taking shots and forcing those players into Samty's gun, basically. So a spread isn't always a bad thing if it's smart and strategically thought out. And Liquid are the kings of sort of choosing spreads that allow them to protect each other at all times.
Teams do not prefer to risk too much at the beginning of the round, so that's why it's good sometimes to be split. The less players you have from early game, the tougher it is for you to win the round. So there's benefits of playing split at the beginning of the round, but there's also risks. Because you can get punished. Teams could learn the style of play. Teams know already where you're looting, and might take that chance of these guys will play split. They prefer this compound. If there are people there, there's a high chance of being only 2 players. And I think that's a strategy that maybe Erangel can use.
We'll have to see how that all plays out, because guess what?
Is it?
Nosebleed over. Yes. It's time. Map 2, ready to go. Let's send it to the casters. It's Deman and Larsen. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Here we go. Game number 8, day 2. We are ready and waiting to go, Larsen. We were just talking about nosebleeds. You get a lot of nosebleeds yourself, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. It just comes and goes, same around then.
I've not had one in years. Probably like decades. I'm old. That's why. But yeah, it was Samty from Liquid, so a bit too much liquid, unfortunately. Can't really show it because, you know, we don't want to get banned on Twitch. But speaking of Twitch, we can tell you why we got a chance just before the game gets underway. There is a GLL _map. If you're watching, obviously, on GLL right now, do get yourself a bit of multi-Twitch going on or get a second screen on the go. GLL _map is where the map screen is if you want to watch exactly what is going on, as well as, obviously, the core stream right here. And don't forget, you want to keep our voices on all the time, but if you also want to see what's going on with the teams, there is GLL _team 1 through to 16, and obviously you can watch exactly your after. So, for example, the points leader right now, of course, is FaZe Clan. If you just want to watch FaZe Clan, it is GLL _team 5, and that is going to be the view of FaZe Clan. And you'll be able to watch exactly what's going on. And, you know, I saw actually a tweet coming out from Samty earlier on today saying he wasn't caught on the main stream, but this is obviously came from the team stream. They caught him getting a triple against Penta as they tried to push in the shack. So there is obviously something there. We can only show so much, and we just have pretty much a 3-way battle of 6 4-man teams. I couldn't say it when it was on stream either. 6 4-man teams all fighting against each other in a 3-way battle. It was pretty crazy, but here we go. Let's see where the circle gods will give us. It is a plane that's going pretty much straight across from Georgie Pole across to the north side of Lipovka. It does cause problems for the southern teams like Vitality that want to get down to Sosnovka. And of course, Navi shouldn't be too bad for them. They're going to get down to Primorsk. There is going to be a bit of a battle here, though, for vehicles to get down south.
I mean, is there? Isn't Vitality the only team that actually goes south of Pachinki here? I mean, the only one that we have is Farm and Military, but they're not really that close to where Vitality's dropping.
Yeah, Moonwolf, yeah, I guess they could. Looks like long drop. Washout's already bailed and got himself a vehicle. Team Gates have actually gone in and around the standard school area. Looks like Exco has actually gone a bit further north this time. Now, remember last time, Lions obviously took the vehicles and kind of went across. Ooh, first face in trouble. Drayden going to get around the side of him. He does manage to dash around the tree. This is the problem.
Survivor is also coming in on the car. Very close to Exedi on the minimap there.
Remember, Survivor's the first one to die last time around as well.
But both Fuzz and Hex here is out of vehicle.
He's in the middle of trouble there. Why don't he just hop on the rock?
This is one thing I always...
Why does he not just hop on the rock?
That's a good... I think he's just taunting him. Fuzzface knows what he's... I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah,
see, Fuzz is in full control.
I know, right?
He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I can probably run all the way to Milta Power and you won't hit me, Dre.
Oh, ooh.
Look at Fuzz. He could use the trees as cover, but this is style points. There we go.
It's almost like a matador taunting a bull, I guess.
That was one side I also wanted to bring up. How much time does Drayden waste? Is he gonna go for a gun? And then
yeah, he's going to try and get a gun.
He's going to come back.
Oh, that's risky. M19, they've gone back to Yasnaya onto the east side of Yasnaya is Navi. Of course, they got themselves the vehicles down into Primorsk. So they're in a pretty standard, comfy situation. 38 kills, I believe, in total for them and FaZe Clan, the two leading kill scorers in the game. And, of course, placement points with the 2 chicken dinners for FaZe Clan has put them way ahead in points right now. 210 points ahead of second place Dignitas. But we're not even at the halfway stage yet. So there's still lots of games to go.
Definitely. And Liquid is only 20 points away from Dignitas. And everyone in the top 6 is relatively close. I mean, FaZe Clan has a little bit of lead over Knights, but other than that, anything can happen. I
mean, it's what, 200 points from second down to 7th.
But I mean,
so, very, very tight between
we
them.
did hear that FaZe Clan, they're taking 4 more wins today. Realistically,
yeah, well, that's what Mexi said. Yeah, he said.
I mean, they really wanted all 6 of the games, but they're at least taking 4 more today, so they're probably going to have a lead. In
Mex's view, yeah, 5 out of 6 is realistic. Don't want to push it and go 6. But here we go. Okay, so Vitality got themselves down onto Sosnovka, no problems for them. Everybody's kind of in position now. You can see Yannick's quite a distance away. It is a very centralized circle this time around, right? Very much slap bang onto...
But this circle is actually kind of interesting because if the north side is on the map and the water settings that we have, if it goes north in the next 2 circles, it could end up on the north side, and then we have to see all these teams cross the river, which can be dangerous.
Yeah, we've had obviously a number of finishes go to the north side of Yasnaya Lake, so we'll see where it does trickle down. Of course, it encompasses, I would say School is pretty much the central point right now, obviously where Team Gates is, so we'll see whether they're able to do something a little different. Lions have been fairly early rotators, but won't really need to go too far. But, as we know with teams, you don't tend to stick around towns.
No, and the reason for that is, you can save your vehicles, but you cannot defend an entire town on your own. You, well, 100% of the time have to let other people into your town. And then, as we were talking in the last game, when you have to leave a town that's occupied by other people, it can just get really messy and annoying, and you don't have the freedom you want. So you prefer playing compounds, so you can easily defend with 4 people and keep it for yourself. You don't want to share it with anyone else.
And we were just talking to Andy outside, obviously on about the Lions push. Ooh, that car is rolling back down the hill. Easy. We were just talking, obviously, with Andy about the compound push, obviously. And talking about that compound, or mini farm, I tend to call it. It is a large compound, and it's very indefensible. That's why nobody was really going to it in yesterday's game. It was obviously like the last minute you will go there. That's why we saw Lions coming in. It was a really tricky defense for Moonwolf. We saw Knights almost doing the same thing. It's a really hard compound, so you got to be quite picky. You can't go for too greedy an area, effectively, but you also don't want too small an area that you're very much going to get picked off by grenade.
The only good thing about small areas is if you want to do a split, then you can cover it with less people. Because there's less ways you can get breached.
Interesting to see Liquid, of course. Obviously, the plane went straight across the Yasnaya, so early drop for them. Ibi and Jeems have already taken that compound, so they've already come out of Yasnaya, knowing that that compound is going to be sort of vital territory in and around the central spot.
What I'm looking at, actually, is Sanko. Every single game, they've been staying at the edge of the blue and rotating in very last minute. Here, they're actually one of the first teams to actually move out of their territory and try to take a position early on.
That had to be the slowest scroll wheel in the minimap, I think, ever. It's like, I'm coming in. Someone needs to change their sensitivity on the scroll wheel, I think. There's a ghillie suit, M249. We just saw a couple of M249s from M19 used in the previous matchup. Circle-wise, as I say, teams are starting to rotate fairly early. Looks like Ghost to go for Potato Hill, which actually could be an interesting one because FaZe do tend to go that way for this sort of circle. M19 have come across. Remember, they went Yasnaya East this time, not down in Novo because the plane sort of projected it that way. Here comes Ghost coming out of Pachinki. As I say, they've already got McCoy up on Potato Hill, so expect to see Turtle and Co. probably follow in the same footsteps. Nova, they're making the journey across. You can see them just to the north compound. They're going to get themselves in there. Everybody's sort of centralizing up. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of real estate, right, to centralize here.
That's a team we haven't seen enough of because a lot of teams have really high expectations for Nova due to their really fairly good online performances, but they've been very lackluster in the LAN tournaments.
Obviously, it also comes the threat of joining the new org, right?
They did
Team Totality, transferring to Nova. A lot of pressure on your shoulders as soon as you do that.
I would just say they've attended quite a few tournaments now, and they should kind of be over the LAN jitters, so to speak. And I want to start seeing them having the performances that they have online.
Yeah. See whether they can step it up. Of course, they're in a packed lineup really here. Oh, Adam's going to get a clean shot here. Should be able to get a lot of damage down, and they're going to go straight towards Team Gates. That's a lot of damage done on Sangal's car as they try and veer away from Team Gates as well. SKS rattling through, but he's trailing. We can see the Tracer shots just landing a wee bit short there in terms of aim-wise. Does give his position away, but I don't think anyone's going to be too shocked to see that Dignitas are on that hill. Of course, they start Savernian going to be working their way down, and there's Exco taking shots at Sangal, who just evacuated their car. Oh, a bit of a pan action, I think we just heard there from Exco.
Do you think the pan is too powerful?
See, it's an interesting thing, right, the pan, because it was only ever put in as a joke originally, wasn't it? Way back in closed
I've seen
alpha.
discussion of pro players who are like, can we just get rid of the pan in competitive play?
But it's part of the. I mean,
It is
it's the
iconic
whole,
now. I know.
It's an iconic icon.
I'm just asking. Do you think the pan is too powerful? I mean, I
It's
think
only your butt. It's protecting.
it is protecting your butt, but I mean, all the other I think it does more damage than all the other melee weapons and stuff like that.
Well, there's that as well. But if you're in melee range, and like when you get to see a melee fight, not very often, unless you're watching some sort of charity stream.
When we were playing public games together, us guys, and we were in a 4v1 limit situation, we always spam the guy.
That's true. But that again, you don't get it in a tournament situation. Is what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Wait.
The penetration patch just came through, obviously, so it's probably less of an issue now, I would say, than it has been throughout, obviously, the history of PUBG tournaments. So I don't think we've ever seen a situation where, like, oh, saved by the pan. It's like there's really not been a situation like that.
I mean, it's hard to catch in stream, but it do happen all the time.
It does happen. It does happen. Especially when you're running across the field and saying, ping, ping. You're like, oh, my God, oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, it covers a fairly big area, but we'll let it go. I just wanted to put it out there. I wanted somebody to be like, maybe Larsen has a point there. I'm going to go on to Reddit now.
Yeah, I'm sure someone probably will. It doesn't take much to trigger the Reddit nation. By the way, great to see generic PUBG Reddit getting very much involved after PGI in the pro scene. Obviously not forcing us onto PUBG competitive. There's really been a scene for a long time. So it's great to see them going in there. So can't get too much on them. Moonwolf actually rotating up onto that hill, the Harry Potter once again. FaceClan very late on the rotate here. And I'm wondering where they're going to go. As I mentioned, they do tend to sometimes go in and around, basically where M19 are right now on the map.
Yeah, exactly. They played the forest just south of where M19 is. That is their go-to in this kind of circle, I believe. So I'm going to see if they do the same, or if they're playing safer. Sometimes in the first circle, they wait for this ring before they go deeper in.
Speaking of playing safe, look at Dignitas. They've got a big 2-2 split there. M19, of course, set up in this compound. As we mentioned, it's a pretty decent compound. You've got that wall to the south side and a decent entrance down from the hillside. But look at Dignitas' big rotate. Obviously, trying to go for the 2-2. We've seen them doing a lot. A lot of teams do this a lot. Safe position for Uncivil and Adam. And now Gustav and Wookie have come all the way around to this, the Lake of Yasnai. And this is what we're talking about. If it goes north, this is actually a very good spot to take the lion's share of territory, because we've seen it finish a lot of times in those sort of fields to the west of Stauber. We'll see where the circle will shrink down to. It's fairly central. FaZe Clan working their way through at the moment, and it gives us a lot of opportunities. Obviously, most teams in there, nobody dead just yet. There's been a couple of knocks, but a couple of rundown attempts, but nothing major.
I was really pleased with the way First Face was styling and Raiden. He was like, yeah, you one-hit me. I don't need no cover. I'll just run around you until you get tired. That's confidence.
Very.
And I feel FaZe Clan after their first game
situation,
they must be feeling good.
There's a knock. It's Chris managing to land the shot on Exco. Pretty sure that's building to building gunfire though, so should easily be revived. Lion's actually pushing on this one. This is pretty ballsy. Yeah, he's in the Harry Potter. Modifier's going to get in there. Ooh, here is he? He gets lit up. Chris manages to get a couple of tags on him, takes him down to about half health. Knows he's going for the revive. Don't think he's really going to get the angle. He's crawled in through the doorway and around the side. Yeah, so he hasn't got a shot on him. And Chris will back away to Rosa.
We got an updated circle, and it actually went south.
On Potato.
And all the people on the north side here, they're going to have kind of hard time getting into the hill.
So FaZe, they're going to go south. Ghost actually in a great spot. They chose to go Potato Hill out of Pachinki, and it is centered on that point. Penta down the side there. Expect FaZe Clan to be looking to get close to Potato Hill. That is a spot they like to go at the moment. They're pulling up on that compound because they see Moonwolf on the rotate. They're going to be hearing Set to Destroyers welcoming up behind them. A lot of rotates around the hillside. They're looking to try and pick up a couple of those rotate free kills.
This is something that FaZe Clan does so well, and why they do it so well. A lot of teams you would have seen here, they would have kept on driving. But FaZe, no, when they have 4 men alive, they can almost win.
They've ditched vehicles as well.
I mean, they're just scouting now. They didn't leave the vehicles behind, but they stop and then they look, and now you'll see them go back to the vehicles and hit deeper in. But they don't want to take any chances and be too greedy for positioning in the first couple of circles.
Interestingly, Ghost are choosing not to stay on Potato Hill, which is central. They've left Turtle up there,
it is very
but they've
central,
actually chosen to take the compound further south.
But it is very hard to hold. I mean, you can basically hold one side of the hill, and then you can be run up from 2 other sides.
Someone comes right over the ridge and right on top of you,
if you look at what Turtle was, so it doesn't really matter. But if you look at one side, then it's very easy to be run upon, and you can't defend the whole hill. So it's actually way easy to just take a compound and then walk up and third-party somebody later on.
Mossy getting Chris. That's a bit of revenge. This is, of course, come out of Rozhok. They're right on top of each other. And Chris downed, but not out. Smoke's coming in to try and help him out. Now he might get down. Now Asriel doesn't quite find the shot he wanted. Tilo taken very low. Exco gets a little peek across there. Chris does get finished off. Now Sonic's getting battered. Mossy manages to down him. Rezi got one back on him as Rezi tries to get the AK spray down. Not going to work out in his favor as he looks across. Very tight fight between the North American team and the Turkish
Look at the minimap. Liquid
sorry.
is running up on them. They want a piece of the game. They see two teams are fighting. There's a punch knocked on both sides. And this is something Liquid does really well.
Lions were leading.
Team Gates doesn't have a clue. Just look at this.
They were leading yesterday. Yeah, no idea. Look at Rezu around the side there. Silo's going to get tagged heavily. Can he get away through the smoke? Anything will come through. There's a big nade. It's Jeems coming up behind them. Liquid getting involved on the back of Team Gates. They just get it picked apart. Jeems with a grenade. Gets himself 2 knocks and wipes the entire team himself. Incredible stuff as Liquid third party like pros.
How does he predict that nade? He couldn't even see the guy. And it connects.
Silo, the last man standing. Silo, sorry. And now Lions are thinking, hang on a minute. We're against Liquid. Okay. This is actually a battle that's played out multiple times so far. Is he really going to land that? He has. He's got it. He's got it.
James?
Oh, my God. The aimbot nade king, Jeems, strikes again. 2 kills with nades, 2 with the gun. So he wipes out the entire Team Gates on his own.
I think he has heat-seeking grenades. I don't know what else to say.
Check those USB sticks. Well, Lions are realizing
we
look at
that. Lions are like, oh,
get
it's Team Liquid. We're leaving.
Here.
We're not going to take our chances now.
Yeah, I don't
and that is
them.
very intimidating to some teams. And this is the first big LAN tournament. And
they had a very good start on Miramar, though, and they did say Miramar is their favorite, but they have had some woeful performances on Erangel.
Definitely, but you don't want to be right next to a team like Team Liquid. And you can see these guys, they got scared. Instead of when Liquid was fighting Team Gates, Lions, on the other hand, they actually just, they got scared. They got very intimidated. And now they run away.
When Jeems comes at you and starts landing nades like that, I'd be intimidated as well. I'm pretty intimidated. I'm just watching.
but I mean, when the two teams are fighting, the overall idea is kind of you want to fight back. You see Yemty here doing Yemty things.
Yeah,
and you can see First Phase moving up. And I think Yemty's going to peek as soon as his teammate starts to take shots at him.
So very similar, exact same spot where we saw Ghost and Team Gates trading blows on previous matchup.
Yeah.
Exact same spot. Roles reversed this time. It's FaZe that are pushing around. Haxedi, Mexi, long way out, by the way.
But just look at this. First Phase is going to take their attention, and then James is going to pop up. Oh, not Yemty, sorry.
Edikos trying his best to get a peek in there. They're in the shack right now, so one nade would be tragic. They're going to get in the vehicle. They're going to get out of there. Look at that. Gemty moves. First Phase moves. They're going to try and get some exit frag if they can. Edikos tries to bat it away.
I don't think Boom saw them, but they had two team members further in the zone and they're moving together. Oh, okay.
It's the circle update that forced them away. So
and Andy was deep in the zone and he scouted that potato was clear.
Yeah.
But they're kind of running into Penta here, unless they keep going.
McCoy's going straight down to where Navi is, looking towards the barns. That's not going to work out for him, so Ghost's going to go. Look at this. It is chaos. There's only a couple of barns in that edge field area that they can move into. A lot of them working around the trees. Lions are going to try and blast in there. M19 do get in. They actually ran over Smitty on the way there and managed to gun him down. Sam Teak getting a peek. That's Lions that goes across. Wise work from Dignitas. Look at their position. This is a team that lands in Severny. They have now come all the way around the edge and into the south side. They read the situation really well. They knew there was a lot of teams in and around the Rozhok area that did come down. Knights, by the way, miles away. Still up in that top, late to rotate. They know they're probably going to have to go. I wouldn't be too surprised to see them going full west and coming in down south.
I definitely like that idea because it hot-string to the west. And if they're going from the east side, that's going to be towards the old center of the zone, and that's very dangerous. Liquid runs into Sangal, and Skoom takes down Kellum, though.
They're trying to come around the side. Sangal. Liquid, of course, picked up 4 kills already. The man on your screen, Jeems, taking all 4 of Team Gates members out in 16th place, coming right up behind him. Total surprise.
Jeems, he want to get back into netting range.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he picked up a few nades.
He's got AB down. That's a good knock. EB's actually pretty much exposed, and he might get finished off here. He's just going to crawl behind the tree. Oh, he's down to nothing. He's gone. He's got a VSS in from Geeka. Is the one that finishes him off. There's a nade. Oh, he goes off to the left. The aimbot's just a little off right now. James, oh, it was close though. It was close. And could have got himself a double as well. Pika, good spray on towards Scoom. Scoom taking low as well. Liquid suddenly not so confident in this exchange against Sangal.
No. I mean, when they had the advantage, that's when you saw them pressing in, but it's hard when you lose a member.
While this is happening, FaZe Clan are about to run over Penta. You can see Fuzzface just got himself the first knock. They're trading on Potato Hill. They're coming up against each other. Mexi gets Udyr down as well, as looks like Liquid looking to disengage. Meanwhile, Penta, they're trying to disengage. Chronic tries to get on a bike. It doesn't work out. He gets knocked. Brexico gets the hell out of dodge. Kane gets himself behind a rock, but FaZe Clan have the net closing in and around him. And Penta looking like they're going to lose 3 here. Nowhere to go. Mexi gets himself safe behind the UAZ. Support comes in. And Brexico in the end, he's had to run straight into lines. He goes down. Penta will go out in 15th position.
That's how 2 German teams gone from the 8th game.
Yeah.
And Lions, they had an amazing first run yesterday, but they're not having the day they want today.
No, they're down to 2 still.
Oh, never mind.
3 actually, I think.
It was Team Gates.
It was Team Gates that went out earlier. Yeah,
Teams got knocked out by Sangal, and Sangal they're pressing. They know Liquid is down to 2 players.
They're going to push on this one. It was Liquid in the first place that went aggressive, but it's backfired on them. And they are getting the heck out of there. James goes down. That's a big issue.
James got a quad kill, and he's going to feel really confident. And this might have gotten him killed because you saw him, he was a little bit away from his team and he was trying to push them.
Well, they got the initial knock, right? They got the initial knock on Sangal and they thought, we can push this, we've got the knock. I mean, that's what you do.
But you know the curse when you get overconfident and maybe...
Exactly.
He just got a quad kill, he's going to be feeling really good. And now he went off and died a little bit alone, a little bit separated from his team.
Nobody wants to die alone.
Nobody wants to die, period.
That's true. That's true. Circle update, and it moves in. You can see Potato Hill, where FaZe Clan have moved into, is still very much in the zone. Navi, of course, got the double barns. Now, aren't they going to contract and maybe sink it to 1? Because they're going to get pushed by one of those barns, no doubt about it. M19 with a good spot as well. Liquid trying to get by that Scoop. He's going to go past M19 and run straight into Navi as he gets around. Now he's going up the hill. He's going to end up in Moonwolf's hands. Moonwolf will welcome him in. Watch out. Oh, they don't get him. He cuts through somehow. Blasts through straight into Ghost. They're thinking, where can we go? And now he's got into set to destroy. This Scoop's just blasted through. And now he goes into the hands of Dignitas, probably thinking, how the hell are they down this far south? He's gone all the way down. Samty in the end was picked up by Mexi. There's a decent shot traded onto Mexi there from Washout, but forces him to duck behind the tree. And Scoom now the last man standing for Liquid. Figinaldo moving straight on towards him along with set to destroy. Nowhere to go for him. Lying next to a broken bike. Scoom tries to get in the bush. No idea where they're coming from. Sees Figinaldo. Too late. And Liquid, ironically, will go down in 14th place. That's a poor finish for them. A team that was chasing the top table teams.
Very unfortunate for them. But, I mean, they'll come back. I'm just a little bit sad that they do such good play and they third-party them. And then I felt like they got a little overconfident.
Double knock on Knights there. Lions and Nova catching them out as they try and rotate around. They did go around to the west, now moving south, but they're getting caught out. Just Texas and Kramer standing for them as they try and get the hell out of there. Voxic and...
They're running away from the circle and towards the field. They're gonna not have anywhere to go.
Yeah, they have nowhere. They're going to have to go all the way down to Pachinki, use the ridge line, and then try and come across the field to Pachinki, and that's just not a run that anyone wants to take.
No.
They found themselves a Dacia tucked in, so that might help them out there. Mexi finds Sangal. Sangal pushing up on Potato Hill, so they're trying to push onto him. FaZe very much not having any of that. Set to destroy also on Wildcard. That is down on the south ridge of the circle here at the compound. You can see it now on your screens as they try and get around. Figinaldo gets himself pried down. Tumai and Sharpshot. Sharpshot tries to line up a nade, tosses it out. Oh, it's not going to work out for him. Rift manages to get Tumai down. Sharpshot out. And Wildcard are wiped out by their North American compatriots, and they will go down in 13th place.
Yeah, and set to destroy Dignitas, Ghost, and Vitality all neck and neck. And we actually see Knights. They're trying to rotate to the field.
And look at Dignitas and moving on it. Now, the compound is set to destroy in is not a strong one. You can get pushed from the hillside easily.
They have to push out of it.
Yeah. So Dignitas, well, Texas is going way round. Drainus here taking shots down. You can see they're trying to pop off. And Texas is about to run straight into Dignitas as well. We see Mexi picking up another 2 knocks. Geeka and BSD from Erangel finishing them off there. Calendor, the last man standing for there. Texas tries to bail out, runs over Snakers, and will get taken down by Survivor. Dignitas coming down the hillside. They've been hearing the shots. They saw them taking down a wildcard earlier on. Gustav gets Survivor down. Profi will drop as well. Somehow, somewhere, he was way away from his team. The nade comes in. Survivor and Snake could both go down. Figonaldo on Uncivil, the last man, along with Rift, to get away from this fight. It's really not a fight they can take. Gustav's out in the blue at the moment. It is phase 4. It will start to chunk him down. He will need the support to try and get out of this one, as now they've got to be careful. Remember, Knights, they've still got one alive, by the way. Kramer comes in. There's a circle update will come in. It goes on to Navi's compound. And M19s, they have a good point. It does mean that FaZe needs to push away. FaZe, once again, you can see on the minimap there, engaging with Sangal. Just Shakesy, the last man standing for Sangal now. FaZe on 5 kills and counting.
Yeah, they have an amazing start. There's 37 people live and they already have 6 kills.
You're starting to believe that maybe their 5 wins could actually become a real deal. I don't know how it could work, but
they're showing the confidence and they're taking the fights without hesitating.
Ghost and Vitality very much on top of each other. You can see Vitality's scope right now as Monkey tries to make his way through. These teams both with the blues on their back. 30 seconds and counting. That time will just whittle away as they try and look for the angles and the shots onto that compound. They know they have to make the move around. They can't go south because Dignitas and Set to Destroy are fighting down there. They can't go north because it's a pretty open run up that hill, and then they're going to run into FaZe Clan.
And Moonwolf, yeah, it's going to be really tough for these teams to actually get in the zone.
Moonwolf actually have a really good gatekeeping position, right?
Yeah, but the problem for Moonwolf is if they take the fight with Ghost and Vitality, then they can get third party for both Dignitas and possibly FaZe if they push down the hill.
It's a big old hill down with a lot of tree cover, but you can see Moonwolf actually engaging on Dignitas, which might give them a small chance here as we see Ghost getting the first knock on Yannick. They know that there's someone nearby. Jazz is trying to find himself. Balak's about to peek around the side there. If he doesn't look at the right time, he finishes Shadow off, so it gives Monkey the information he needs. Tries to get a spray down, and it works perfectly for Balak there. Landing the shots he needed. Lines up the second one. Not quite enough, but he's going to have the support. Izzy, Ghost, McCoy tries to come around the corner, and he gets knocked down, and suddenly it's danger. Turtle versus Monkey in a one-on-one as they try and push the position. It's Turtle that's going to push for it. Going to go for the revive on McCoy. Balak bleeds out, and it will give them a chance to revive. Well, let's have a quick glimpse of what's going on the map, by the way. Moonwolf, they've got Dignitas now pushing up the hill. Dignitas dealt with most of Set to Destroy. 1 second. Rift is the last man standing there. We're watching, obviously, that battle playing out there. Nova, meanwhile, who we're looking at now. This is in the north edge of the map. Trading. Vitality wiped out by Ghost. That fight finishes. I can't even speak anymore. FaZe Clan, they are now doubling up, all squadding together to get onto Nova.
Yeah, and I mean, what we saw from the south, Moonwolf, I think they lost 1. Dignitas lost 2. Kramer is somehow still alive, and he's in the zone for now. Turtle is trying to make his way in. We see Nova on top of Ezreal.
Lying in there. Ezreal is the last man. But they're fighting with FaZe. They can't deal with Lions right now. He could be a big third-party thorn in their side.
And I think FaZe knows that it's Nova there.
Oh, that's going to catch him out.
Now you'll see FaZe react to this.
Should finish him off, but it's maybe a small distraction as gave FaZe Clan.
Look at the map.
And they can see them pushing. Look at the mini-map in the bottom right corner. They're going to scream onto this. They just saw that one big knock. They know they're trading with Nova. They quickly try and adapt, but the circle shifts. It goes once again to Navi's compound. M19s is just inside it. Sangal just inside it, but now Moonwolf are looking towards Turtle. Kramer still alive for the Knights there. There goes Turtle. That's Ghost going out in 8th position. FaZe Clan, they're actually positioning themselves. Look at this. Position themselves that now Nova have to move through FaZe Clan. While they're netting around the side, it's going to give them a perfect chance. So Yenti should get himself a shot down there easy. In the end, it's Loss that's trying to escape around the left-hand side.
Loss is trying to disengage, but he's running straight into M19. Oh, did Yenti catch him? I don't think so.
No, they're going to look around. They know they've cleared the compound, and as you say, running straight into M19. So really the hillside angle that Loss has managed to get himself at there. Is it going to be enough to escape? Look at Constantine's position just then. If he looks left, he's got a clear angle. Loss going to come over that brow of that hill in a second. They hear the FaZe Clan fight that's going on. Oh, but suddenly they trade blows. Battleland caught out by Navi, and that's going to draw their attention away. They're looking at FaZe. They're trying to take shots on FaZe.
empty spots lost, and that is Nova out in the 7th spot.
8 kills and counting for FaZe Clan. They've made Potato Hill theirs through many games, honestly, throughout.
I love what FaZe is doing. You can see it a little bit on the minimap. They're clearing the rest of the hill. They know they don't have any chance to run down to any of the buildings, so they need to take care of the remaining teams that place on top of the hill.
Kramer's trying to sneak in down the south. Moonwolf working the way in. They're going to trip over Erangel in a minute. Shakesy lying there. Now it's FaZe Clan that are getting lit up by Dignitas. And that Scar gets a couple of taps down. There's a knock. It's actually Example that gets Haxetti down and finishes them off. So Haxetti down. FaZe Clan down to 3. Now they're running into Moonwolf. This is playing perfectly into Navi's favor. They have the compound, they have the circle, and they have the angles on just about everyone. You can see M19 to their left, FaZe Clan up in the hills, and Moonwolf's about to run over them. Mexi will get taken down. It's going to get a quick reply. Sangal will go down in 6th place there, but Edikos finishes off Mexi, takes FaZe Clan down to 2.
How is Kramer still alive?
Yeah, he's been sneaking it. Sneaking and snaking. He's into the top 5.
And Navi's distracted right now. They're not looking his way. Unless Uber could be downstairs and he might run in. Oh.
Washout might see him. Andy Pyro gets Empty down. That's going to be FaZe Clan going out, but Knights will go down into 5th position. Fuzzface, the last man standing for FaZe Clan. 4th place. Possibilities for them. M19 managed to get the revived, so they've kept 4 alive. Moonwolf with 3 and Navi with 4. Circle about to update. Fuzzface really doesn't have anywhere to go. The problem is they all know he's there, and he's very much on an exposed hill. He's going to get himself just about inside the zone and basically go prone.
He used the smoke. That's about the only thing he can do. Navi, once again, takes down the leader player.
So, circle update. Where will it go? Will it go north, south? Oh, it goes on to Navi. They just need to collect themselves together. Edikos down. They now see Moonwolf off to their eastern side. Dignitas just going to move across. Pokemolodoy and Uber outside the zone, but you can see Dignitas and Shade very much inside the circle. There they go, just moving compounds, keeping themselves inside the circle. M19, they all need to move in the circle. FaZe have to move in the circle. Moonwolf have to get in there. Now move Moonwolf 2 down. They're getting 1 revive off. Washout kind of being left alone up there. O'Connell
Moonwolf there saw when Navi knocked the 2, well, M19 saw when Navi knocked the 2 Moonwolf guys, and they used this wall of smoke to get closer to the zone. But since nothing had happened, they all stopped in their tracks. And they still have to move quite a bit to get in the zone. And we see Navi just taking shots onto everyone while they're in the safety of their compound.
Yep, smoke wall across, gives Pokemolodoy the chance to go over. Uber will probably follow in a second. M19, look at Batalan, he's belting it in there. Now we've seen this so many times from the CIS region, the aggression that can come out from them. They know they may have to just force the compound. Pokemolodoy using the white picket fence. That is ballsy. That won't stop a single bullet, but it doesn't matter because he's getting himself the angle. He knows he's got the support of Shade up on high. But M19 have got themselves the 2 members inside. Fuzzface is going for the run. He's going to try and get across into the circle. He's being lit up by Moonwolf. They're looking to find him. That nade on point. Oh, it bounced away from the tree. Batalan takes a big hit, but it's not enough. Fuzzface gets himself ducked down behind a tree. He's into all sorts of trouble. Washout gets downed again by Pokemolodoy. Finished off this time as he just tried to get the revive, and the nade will come in this time. Batalan will go down. That's Shade's nade. Fuzzface, look at him in the distance on the left-hand side, sneaking into the circle. He's actually pushing on Moonwolf and trying to get himself a top 3 finish here. And he may well just get it. Andy Pyro down and finished off by Fuzzface. It leaves, I think, Edikos, the last man standing. Fuzzface will get taken down. Navi will pick up the kill there. Dignitas gets the kill. Shade will finish off Batalan, and Navi surely have this now in the bag, Larsen.
I would assume so. I mean, M19 doesn't really have anywhere to go. They've used up all their utility, and you just see them getting picked apart right now by the entire team of Navi.
Shade gets 1, Pokemolodoy gets another. Moonwolf in the end may actually be 2nd place team. They get a little glimpse on him in the hills there. Edikos, they know exactly where he is, but there is still 3 teams. It's going to be M19 that will finish off Edikos. They'll get themselves a 2nd position.
He's thinking about running into the blue.
I think so.
He wants to.
Well, CIS 1st and 3rd place here. Navi winning out 1st place. Constantine off in the distance, the last man standing. It will be 7 kills and counting for Navi. They will get it. He will run into the blue, and Navi takes the chicken dinner in the 2nd game of the day. As we fast approach the halfway marker, they needed it. They've been one of the highest kill-scoring teams throughout neck and neck with FaZe Clan. It's what we'd expect here at GLL.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Navi. They're a great team, but they didn't have to work so hard this game.
They had the zone, right? They had the barns and really didn't need to move out of it.
No, but I mean, it always comes down to this. When you see a team like Navi actually end up in that position, they will always win the game. And that is why they are one of the best teams in the world.
FaZe Clan managed to net themselves the 4th place in that game. So obviously that being the one game they're not going to win, they're going to win all the others, right? According to Mexi. According to Mexi, you've got to put yourself out there. But great stuff overall. You got to look towards, you know, the couple of plays that are happening now. Obviously, James getting himself the 4K, wiping out Team Gates, and then going probably overconfident against Sangao.
I mean, I don't know if that's what happened, but it happens then.
But I guess, you know, it's the same in any team, right? You get a knock, you go for the kill, you know, you're moving as a team. That's like, you do that every time. You're not going to second guess yourself, right?
Yeah, but then Ibiza got knocked, and then after that they pulled back, and then James went a little bit ahead again, and then he got knocked in the zone and he couldn't get revived again.
They know what kind of compounded and backfired, and then they had to try and make that blasting run. You got to look towards obviously the plays that came out. FaZe Clan obviously getting involved as well on Potato Hill. A clean push from them as well on Potato Hill.
Really good game, and I'm like, yesterday we didn't see them being that confident, at least not in the first couple of mirror games. I'm loving the way they played today.
Ghost and Vitality, they clashed at the compound. So many fights really. Looking at Dignitas also got involved in that one with Set to Destroy. A lot of big 4v4 team fights. This is what we love to see in PUBG, right?
We do.
We don't want these rotation kills. And actually, I think because of where the circle was, it actually played out pretty much in the favor. We didn't really see a great deal of rotation kills this time around.
But that's the beauty of it. I love these first, the endings, where you don't need your vehicles. You actually can't really use them, and then people have to run around and take all these team fights.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mustache Dave is ready and waiting, standing by with Navi.